Hey guys, it's Chamson Plays. Um, so today, I think we'll do the same as what we did last video. I'm gonna be playing random. First match, whatever the game gives me, I will try my best to explain the character, explain the weapons, explain my thoughts, and it's Jiro. So again, we're just gonna be playing some friendly twos, just messing around, trying to talk about what I'm thinking, what I'm doing, all that stuff. So Jiro is a scythe and scythe and sword character, and these are two of my favorite weapons. So hopefully today I will have a little more information to give you if I survive this. Okay, so off rip, there's an Amugi who really likes that SIG button. And I wasn't expecting to get so badly beaten off the beginning of the game, so that was pretty intense. Now, as you can see, I'm kind of holding the edge here because that 7 was just not trying to let me get any space to come up. And there you go. So the reason why I followed him there, even though that may not have been like the best idea, is because I knew that his options were pretty much limited to a dodge, if that. So I figured if I go out, good chances are he won't be able to respond and he won't be able to attack or kill me. And honestly, sometimes your best bet in this game is just to really follow up with those attacks. Just pile them on one after the other, because that makes it a lot harder to react to. And sword and scythe are two very good weapons off edge, both very versatile, very quick weapons. I think with sword and scythe you don't actually have much to be intimidated about when you do go off edge. So honestly, just feel free to just really go ham with it. Go as far off as you want, and worst that can happen is you die. And then guess what? You've got two other stops to play the game with. So, no big deal at all. So, since I've got Jiro on random, I'm gonna go over to Jiro. I do have a couple of colors. Art Deco, oof, by far my favorite color that has ever come out of this game. I think it's just so clean. I think you can use it on any character you want. So in this next game, I am going to be trying to explain the signatures and the signature usage more. Just because, a lot of people get really confused when playing with character signatures and stuff. And, yeah, so I haven't been able to get hit so far. But honestly, if I'm off edge, like if I'm close to the edge like this, and somebody's like down below me, I am going to try and use my up sig, because then it will kind of like throw them further off edge. Now if you see I dodge there. Honestly, like this game is, you just don't want to be caught in that combo. And by that combo, I really just mean any combo. But a lot of people fall for, dodging the exact same way a second time as you did the first. And that's no good. You really want to try and play around with those dodges as much as possible until you get more comfortable doing them. So, sorry, bit distracted. So he doesn't have a weapon. He got one at the end of that altercation, but really, if somebody doesn't have a weapon and you have the chance to try and stop them from getting that weapon at all, because, playing without a weapon in this game is very, very difficult. And again, spam. You see how that Mako. You see how that Mako really enjoyed his SIGs? It became pretty simple to just dodge, just stay out of the way of. And, honestly, there isn't much that I can say about this game and how it's playing out, a lot of this game ends up coming naturally to you the more that you play it. And a lot of the advice that I can give will come at the beginning. Because it's usually at the beginning when you don't really know what you're doing, you don't really know what buttons to press, all that stuff. It's usually at that point in time where you're going to want to get these clues and stuff. So, the Moonin is in the air. And I really wanted to do everything I could to keep him there. Just build as much damage as possible. And... okay. Again, very sig-friendly Mako. It becomes really predictable once you see a couple go out. All you need to do, really, is just be ready to jump. You know, this Queen Nai pretty much gave as good a demonstration as I could. You just want to jump out of the way pretty consistently of these things. Because, of course, sometimes, regardless of how good your dodging is, or regardless of how good you are at jumping out of the way, you're going to get hit. It's really about how you recover afterwards. When you recover, so let's say you're off the edge like this, and then someone's up here. When you recover, you actually want to try and recover further away. Because if you're closer to the wall, or if you hang onto the wall, it's a lot easier to ground pound you, and you'll probably see me do that in a lot of my games, where I'll be off edge and somebody will be above me trying to hold that edge, and then I'll go further out, like here, and then jump up, instead of just jumping up. So as you can see, I've kind of started on this 4, so because of that, I wanna keep a lot of focus on him, because I know that he has a lot of damage on him. And he is very sig friendly, and you can make use of that by just punishing that sig. And I say just punishing that sig like it's absolutely simple. I know it's not simple, but a lot of it when punishing a sig is just like that. He went up. I was there, and I could therefore grab him. And you know that was a situation where I didn't go far enough away from the edge, so I got picked off. That's why when you recover, you kind of want to be really far out, because it leaves them a lot less room to come out and attack you. Now you see, I know that this 4 has a lot of damage done to him, and so I just really want to pile on that pressure and hopefully get the kill in the end. And now that it's just the, oh, I don't know who this character is. Well, now that it's just this person left, I know that I don't actually have to be afraid at all. I can just go in for as many hits as humanly possible. Because I know that she's the only one that I'm fighting, so I have no reason to be intimidated or to back off. So I'm going to get extremely aggressive and hopefully finish up the game. So that's 1 life down. Scythe is definitely my favourite weapon in this game. I think it's just so versatile, and it gives you so many options to pick from. And I think with a weapon like that, you know, how could you not want to use it? So I am gonna finish off this character, whatever her name may be. And then we'll make the next one the last. Now, hopefully what I'm saying is making sense. I am playing the game at the same time as talking, so I will miss some things. I will potentially lack some in certain explanations. I'm happy to, you know, make up for that, or, you know, answer any questions that may be asked. There's always room to learn, there's always room to teach, and I welcome any criticism whatsoever. So, now this next game, there's a Mordex and a Kaya. Mordex seems to really want to go on that attack, so I'm going to play a little bit passively here, and just kind of wait for that mistake. Because, you know, everyone makes mistakes. like them. That was a big mistake. And honestly, this mod X is a little bit better than me, and that can be very intimidating. But really, all you need to do in the case that someone is better than you is just take a little extra time, just really hang around, you know, watch your options, check to see any opportunities, check to see any chances. Yeah, he is really good. But that's no bother, because you just need to make sure that you're not giving them as much space to work with. There you go. Now that Mordex was off edge there, and that gave me a major opportunity to just hold that down. And honestly, a lot of the time, if there is somebody better than you, they'll understand pretty quickly that they are better than you. And for a lot of people in this game specifically, that makes them like a lot more susceptible to making tiny mistakes, because they believe, you know, I'm better than this person. What do I have to be afraid of? And that's where you really get the opportunity to shine, because they make those mistakes and they you know, give you those chances. And so you don't need to be like immediately intimidated in the case that somebody is better than you. You just need to take your time, you know, play with patience, and just remember at the end of all of it, the game is here to be fun. If you're in a game that's just exhausting you, you know, you're not having fun fighting the people that you're playing against, you're not enjoying the game at all, just don't force yourself to do more of it, because then all you're doing is adding on to something you already don't like, and that is nothing but exhausting. So here, I'm not really all that bothered if they're better than me. I'm not all that bothered if I lose, because I know that I'm going to have fun regardless. But usually in the case that you're in a 2v1, nobody would blame you if you just left the game. But again, any questions, anything you need a little extra explaining, anything at all, feel free to comment down below, and thank you for watching. Enjoy your day.